This segment of the news is brought to you by Shell Quality Fuels.
We begin this segment with news from the crime beat. Grand Bahama police discovered 10 plots of suspected marijuana plants in the eastern area of Grand Bahama on Friday. The marijuana plants, which range in height from 1 to 4 feet, were found by Drug Enforcement Unit officers along with their U.S. counterparts. Grand Bahama authorities confirm there were a total of 20,000 plants discovered with an estimated street value of $2 million. No arrests were made in this matter, but an intense investigation continues. Authorities confirming that a 44-year-old male friend of that woman found dead in Long Island is in custody, assisting Long Island police and their New Providence colleagues with that investigation. Police confirm the woman was found dead in Deadsman's Key around 8 yesterday morning with a stab wound, and her hands and feet were tied. Police have yet to release the woman's identity. This is a developing story. ZNS News continues to follow. It's been exactly 2 months since the Bahamas Agriculture and Marine Science Institute, better known as BAMSI, officially opened in North Andros. Government has spent some $50 million to construct this institute. Most of the first group of students hail from the Family Islands, and some of them we spoke to recently are excited about this unique educational opportunity.
Other countries around the world, the farmers are actually the richest people in the country, and our culture affects everyone. You know, you have to feed everyone, and if a country cannot feed itself, then that's a problem.
It's a very different seeing as coming from high school to now college, where teachers explain and sit down to you, where it's a lecturer and they just talk and you take down your notes and you go from there and go home and research.
Well, I want to have an aquaculture farm, so that means I'll be fish farming, and I want to market it and hopefully sustain the Bahamas with a reliable source of fish.
But you plan to do this in Nassau, Andros, Eleuthera?
Well, anywhere that I can find. I need to learn the business sense before I can actually make that kind of commitment and say where I want to be.
The Bahamas welcomed the Royal Caribbean cruise liner Quantum of the Seas to the pulsating sounds of Junkanoo at last week's inaugural call to Nassau at the Prince George Dock. Tourism Director General Joy Gibberlew presented a plaque to the crew and noted our #1 industry has grown by leaps and bounds, with the cruise line's first ship, the Song of Norway, at 18,000 tons in 1970, and now the Quantum of the Seas weighing in at 169,000 tons. The Quantum class ship is the second largest class of passenger ships with 16 passenger accessible decks, which accommodates more than 4,000 passengers. The Director General was also mindful that many passengers opted to celebrate their Thanksgiving holiday right here in the Bahamas. Following a stellar and historical performance at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade on Thursday before millions worldwide, the Bahamas All-Star Marching Band returned home last night. They were welcomed by screams, cheers, and a roaring round of applause when they exited Lynden Pinland International Airport. They left Nassau with one thing in mind: to give a performance of a lifetime, and that they did.
We just wanted to go down there and display Bahamian talent to show our versatility, and that we can both do what we do here as well as take a little flavor of what's in the U.S. and just create a new thing.
We wanted to bring a splash of Bahamian culture into America because we feel as though it was important for them to get like a taste of the Bahamas.
So we practiced really hard, and as the time wind down, we had more practices. It became tiring, but when we got there, it was crazy. It was crazy amazing, because when we got into that Macy area, that New York area, it was like all that practice was worth the wait. So we performed exactly how we practiced, even better, in front of those people.
Youth Sports and Culture Minister Dr. Daniel Johnson greeted the band at the airport and explained why his ministry's support is so important.
This is like a national team traveling to represent the country. We accorded them every right and privilege of a national team. We're able to, at great odds, find them a plane on the busiest travel day of the entire year. We got them their own charter 737 into New York City, and they did us very, very proud.
That does it for this portion of the news. Stay tuned, though. Kelsey Johnson has the latest on the Bahamas men's volleyball team's successful bid at the weekend's CAC Games. Up next in sports.